Welcome to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. We're two friends taking an explorative journey into all things astrology and a little woo. I'm Christine. I'm a creative, intuitive counselor and coach, and astrology enthusiast. We Pisces like to wear all the hats. You can find me on IG at The Dreamy Piscean.
And I'm Shelby. I am a licensed social worker, a big feelings person, and a light skeptic. Here to learn all the astrological things. You can find me on Twitter at Shelby Tweeting, and being a Cancer rising on Instagram at Shelby Cooking Things. Welcome to our show.
In my thick season right now.
Yeah.
Like, for me.
For you.
For me. I mean, I'm petite, but it can get thick.
Yeah.
And I've learned, I'm like...
Ride that wave? Do you ride the wave?
I couldn't fit them suits anymore. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I would be dieting or running or exercising, trying to fit into... And I'm just like, no, we here. This is where we are. Like, we not about to be utilizing life to try to be an old version of ourselves. No matter how celebrated that version of me was. I'm here. I'm here.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. My name is Christine.
And I'm Shelby.
And welcome back to our little show. Hope you enjoyed that little clip. I felt, inspired by, my thick season. I was like, yes, let's just embrace what thick is. Season.
Yes.
We're loving ourselves. We're embracing ourselves as we are. We're not trying to be old versions of ourselves because, that's called evolution. We've got to just move forward, people.
The version of you that's there right now is the ideal version, I would say.
Yes. And she thick.
Happy with that.
It gets thick sometimes.
Yes. I feel like I kind of want to get back. I'm trying to embrace, whatever era I'm in right now, but I've been on a real skinny season lately and I'm not loving it. So we're trying to get back. I was just telling Christine before we started recording, I'm like trying to get back into my intentional practices, and I feel like, with that will eventually come my thick season will be back shortly.
Yes. I feel like your thick season is like a season of abundance, right? Like we're thick. We abundant.
Yes.
That comes with our growth, so we want to be abundant and thick, We don't want to be famished.
Thick in all ways. No, right. Nobody wants that.
Yes.
We hate being hungry.
No, right. I'm hungry right now and I hate it. You might hear some rumblings from my stomach on the podcast today.
Look.
So we got a special guest. Later. We got a fourth guest, coming in. Christine's stomach rumblings.
The podcast is, speaking of abundance, we've got so many guests today.
Right, so many guests today.
Speaking of that, I'm so excited for this episode.
Yes.
Shortly, we will have a fun little guest on our topic today. It's been a minute since we've had a guest. That's fun.
Yes. And we are getting on our astrology adjacent. We're in our astrology adjacent bag. So we've got a little expert guest coming in. Yes.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to learn so much. I can't wait.
I love it. Well, since we have so much to get into, should we jump into co-star?
Yes. Yeah, let's do it. I have mine pulled up and ready to go.
Let's get it.
All right. So I had a weird one today, but also you'll see it's going to make sense.
Oh, okay.
Today my co-star says, sense is a subjective order you impose on the world around you.
Oh.
Which to me, that means, stop trying to figure it out. Nothing makes sense. Everything is just chaos. Just embrace it.
Yeah. Okay. Co-star gave us one to interpret today. I was like, okay, co-star.
Yeah, it's something. And the do's and don'ts are interesting as well. So I'll get right into it.
Okay.
My do's this week include leather jackets It's a little hot for that, but I'll take it. Coffee shops and do-overs. So it's okay for me to do a do-over this week, which...
Leather jackets, coffee shops, and do-overs.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just start over.
Okay.
And then my don'ts this week include caricatures, which I was just talking to somebody about how much I hate caricatures. I went to the zoo and they were doing like little caricature portraits, and I was like, I always hate those. I had a traumatic experience with one of those when I was a kid one time. They like made my nose really big or something, and I was like, no, and then I was insecure about it forever.
Oh my God.
I hate this. It's not what I look like.
Oh, nobody told Shelby they're supposed to be that way.
I know, but I was a little kid, and I was like, oh no.
My self-image is like...
just tainted for life.
Tainted.
Okay, so no caricatures. Don't water cooler. So no, I take that to mean like no standing around doing small talk, which I hate that shit anyway. So
or gossip.
None of that.
I take it as gossip.
Oh, I do love gossip. That's speaking of my Gemini moon. They're like, hey,
I know.
bitch,
I was like, that
look.
Gemini moon. I was like, yeah, that sounds like gossip to me.
I love gossip. No, we hate gossip. Oh my God, it's so bad.
We hate gossip today.
Today, yes. No gossiping today. Don't come to me with any hot tea. And then don't exit without saving. So I'm going to be very careful when I'm editing later.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No exiting without saving.
It's like I think we're just we're getting towards the end, or we are at the end of the Mercury retrograde shadow.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll just take a little more precaution here at the end, and we'll be through it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think May 31st is the official end. So by the time this episode comes out, we'll still be like in it, but only for a day or two.
Yeah. So we just gotta stay vigilant, y'all. Stay vigilant.
Keep doing all your R's, your reviewing and your reflecting.
Your re's. Yes.
Resetting.
Keep doing it. Yes.
Yes.
Be open.
All right, Christine, what's your co-star say today?
So my co-star, it's a little relatable to what we were talking about earlier, actually. It says, what is your morning ritual? Yeah. And I had seen that a little earlier, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, well, I'll be getting back. I feel like I'm always getting back to a ritual. I felt like when I moved into this place, I was like, yeah, we're about to get back into it. Yeah, we're going.
Yeah,
and then I almost immediately jumped into helping a friend, right? And driving them to work with me every day. And so all that extra time that I could have had to really get into a juicy morning ritual has been postponed. But it's about to get picked up right here, right now. So that's a great question for me to just think about what it's going to be. What is my morning ritual going to be?
Yes.
So my dues.
They're good. They're a good thing to have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It grounds the whole day. It really does.
It really does.
So,
really does.
I'm here for it. Do humble brag. Okay. A humble brag. Okay. Self-portraits. Okay. Make myself.
Sexy.
And mirrors.
Also sexy.
So sexy. I've got so many mirrors in my home. I'm like, I think we've got enough. Probably more than needed, but I'm like, apparently I love a mirror.
Spend some time in those mirrors today. Yeah,
spend some
time in there today.
we spend some time in the mirrors now. Oh,
Great.
So don't run out of gas. I really hope not. My gas tank is it is on E. It is to the point where it doesn't tell you how many miles you have anymore to empty it. I'm like, it's fine. We're going to fill up tomorrow. So it's going to be fine. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's payday.
It's payday.
Yeah,
We're going to fill up.
That's right.
It's like it's
We'll
fine.
there.
And that's why it's nice that I live right here. I can just get right home from work. I probably should have walked or something. Like, well, let me just walk. Don't even drive over there.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
It's not. Don't fawn. Okay. No fawning.
The eternal struggle.
Yeah. What? Right. And don't jinx it. Okay. I don't know what I'm jinxing right now, but don't jinx it. It says lean into uncertainty. Well, here we are. We are leaning in. There's a lot of uncertainty right now.
Isn't that just what life is? Just lean into whatever the fuck is going on, because nobody knows. Nobody knows.
And you know what? We're mutable signs, and mutable signs, this is what we're good at, you know? Just rolling with it.
Roll with the ambiguity, the uncertainty.
Yeah,
we're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out. Just letting it come. That's all you can do, really, anyway.
That is it. That's all you can do.
You cannot control it. There is only the perception of control. It is not a reality.
So true. So true. Oh, man.
So we getting deep right here in Co-Star. Just all the way deep.
All the way deep. You know, sometimes they just hit you with some stuff that really hits, and it just makes you have a little tiny existential crisis.
Yeah. Like, a lot of things are changing, aren't they? Here we are.
Changes.
Yes. Well, do we want to take a quick break?
Of changes.
Right.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with our relatable content. Hey, y'all. Welcome back.
We're back for the relatable content.
Relatable content. All right. So we're moving a little quicker today because we want to get through all of our little segments so we can get to the really solid meats that we have today. And, of course, our very special guest. But I think each of us have a little list. So do you want to go first?
Do you have a list or this is a longer list? It's not a science list. So I don't know. Okay.
Okay, I've got a short and sweet one if you want me to just go ahead.
Yeah, you do yours.
Okay, cool. So this is actually a friend of mine sent this to me. A friend of mine who also, oddly enough, was just going through a breakup. It's breakup season right now. Season. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's here to be in the streets for the summertime. Okay. But because we just recently did the episode on the astrology of breakups, I thought this would be like another, like, I know we talked a little bit about, signs who are quick to move on, but I really, this list was a little bit of a different perspective, and I wanted to get your thoughts.
Yeah.
So, signs quickest to move on after a breakup, and there's no commentary, it's literally just a list. So, the very first one is Gemini. And of course, as you know, it's Gemini season now. Mm-hmm. So our Gemini is moving very quickly. And she sent this to me, and then I said, oh, my Gemini moon would like to have a word.
Moving right along.
Because,
that's what Gemini's doing.
I'm moving right along. We're ready. Also, oddly enough, number 2, Taurus.
Oh.
Now, I feel like these are both signs that are moving on quickly from their breakups, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like Taurus is just moving on out of spite.
Not out of spite.
Continue living out of spite. Like, does that...
I'm
feel
trying
like
to process
like,
Taurus moving on quickly. Honestly, I'm like, really? Okay. I'm still sitting with that being quick.
They're slow and steady, like, as a sign. I feel like their whole vibe is slow and steady, but I feel like when you wrong them, they're like, all right, I'm over it. Like, no mas, you know? I don't know. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to sit with it.
Sit with it.
Gotta let it roll around.
Okay, let's see. Let it roll around in there. Also, the first comment on this post is, dude, Tauruses are known for not moving on quickly.
Right. I'm like,
some people are like,
it's not sitting there. It's not sitting right.
No. Yeah.
Maybe they fake it. You know, maybe they're you know, pretending to move on, but they haven't moved on.
Right. It's very possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Then we've got number 3, Sag, which makes sense to me.
They should have been number 1.
They're like on a flight. They're off and ready to go. They're on a flight. They're saying, "See you later."
Yeah, they don't even have. You don't have to break up before they move on. They've already moved. They moving on during the relationship.
They've already moved on. Ooh, that might be a contender for our next Dear So-and-so episode.
Next?
I personally have not had a lot of experiences with,
Me
but you know
either.
what? I can see it. I can see it. I would
y'all
hate to be burned
us.
by a Sagittarius.
Yeah. We're going to need a lot of audience participation for the Sag. If y'all want to hear about, you know, Dear Sagittarius men, like, let us know. But we need some input because we have not dealt with Sagittarius.
We have not. I don't know personal experiences here.
None.
But, you know, that hasn't stopped me from having an entire podcast about something I only know a little bit about. So let's do it.
I'm down.
Okay, so number 4, we have Leo, which, again, I can see it. Like, they're off doing the next, like, oh, look at me, like...
The next person that gives them attention. Ready. Sure, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, this one, I don't know why. I would love to hear this person's thoughts. And, of course, we're on number 5, but they've got Virgo next. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, maybe a Virgo is similar to a Taurus, like, ready to cut you off when you've wronged them. They will hold a grudge.
Yeah.
Not afraid to do that.
Yeah. I'm like, earth signs in general, I'm not seeing on this list, high on the list. So this is, again, a little confusing for me. I can't see it any other way out of spite. Yeah, like, well, I'm just going to pretend.
Right.
So maybe that's hurting you in some way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's my experience with earth signs, but, you know. And then, of course, number 6, we have Aries, which, you know, I feel like they should have been way higher
on the list. Yep. Them up there with Sag.
But they do have that emotional quality. You know, they are a little, like, I didn't get my way. I'm a little upset by that, you know.
I mean, Aries is going to get attached. They're just going to get detached. Like, they're gonna see someone new. They're going to meet someone new. Like, something new will come along. But they do get attached.
Right.
So it's not like they didn't love you at all.
That's true. That's true. That is true. Number 7, we've got Capricorn, which, again, I feel like Capricorn would be faster to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on number 7, but, like, I feel like Cap should have been higher up because they're more like, all right, fine, let's break up. I'm going to go get the bag, you know?
Yeah. I can see that. Well, Cap is like, well, I got to work anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, I got stuff to do. I got goals.
I didn't really have time for a relationship.
Yeah, I don't really have time for this anyway.
Right.
So they're not moving on to another person. They're likely just moving on to their business. Like,
Precisely. Then we have at number 8, we've got Scorpio.
Okay.
So we're getting a little farther down on the list. Like, we're taking a little longer. And I guess I could see it because, they hold on to things until something else comes along. If it's not in the arms of another, then the water signs could, I could see it.
And we've got, Scorpio's, again, a Pluto-ruled planet. So there's a little obsession, a little, so they're probably not letting go quick. Yes. If they've attached to you.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to, there's going to be a little of that before you get rid of them. Now, again, in some cases, they might move on before, but probably not unless they have moved on before you broke up. They're probably not going to move on quickly after you break up.
Right. Exactly. Then coming in at number 9, we have, of course, Pisces.
Okay.
Who, I could make a case for a Pisces getting attached. Truly, I feel like Scorpio would be more likely to stay attached than a Pisces would.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised we're not higher on the list. Because we are kind of known to hop from one to another. So, again, finding us in the arms of another, crying in the arms of another. So, I'm not sure why we are this low on the list. But, hey, I'm not going, I don't know. Is it bad or is it good? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, quickest to move on. I think it just depends on where you were at in the relationship to start with.
True.
Yeah. If you weren't ready to go, then maybe you would hold on a little longer. But you're definitely going to distract yourself. You're definitely going to, Pisces. You're going to fill that void.
Definitely going to fill the void.
Then we have at number 10 Libra, which that does not surprise me at all. They're very romantic. They love, they're not likely to be moving on very quickly.
They're not trying to break up at all.
They're trying to have, and then if you are trying to break up with them, they're going to have that same conversation with you a good 20 times before they're like, okay, I think I've talked this to death. And all their friends are going to be like, yes, okay, all right, thank you.
It's like, yes, that's her. We ready?
Let's
let this go. All right, great.
Exactly. And then at number 11, we've got Cancer. I also could, I can see that. Like,
I can see that.
Hanging on a little longer. That one feels like it tracks. And this is really the one that I wanted to get your thoughts on. Because number 12, Aquarius. So they are the least likely to move on quickly.
I think if you get one, if you bag them, right? Because again, they're a little shifty. They're not really trying to commit. Not, or at least not for a long time, right?
Right. They want to make sure you're totally in it first.
Yes. So I think if you get one and you get one to commit, I think they probably would not move on quickly after.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it because they don't commit very readily.
Right.
So
not readily at all.
Okay, that's that. That is an argument that I could. Yeah. Because I saw it initially and I went, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I think those other stereotypes, but those other traits that we see with them is because they won't commit to you. But if you get one to commit, they probably are not going to, move on too quickly because, again, they're not going to try to commit to anybody else. So.
Right.
They're fine to let you go. Well, so I don't know if they're fine to let you go.
I've already put in the work.
Yeah, right.
What am I doing here?
Right. Like, I'm not trying to let you go. Like, we are here. We are in this.
You can't get rid of me now. It's not allowed. It's against the rules.
Oh, yeah. That is interesting. But I think that one distinction really sets that apart.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our list.
Okay.
Just thought I would call it back to that episode a couple weeks ago. If you haven't listened already, please go back and check that out, because, you know, we have all kinds of things to say about breakups. All kinds of
things to say. Well, speaking of all kinds of things to say, I want to get into some petty real quick, because it is Gemini season.
We love it.
Yes.
Didn't you just hear me have co-star say no gossip, no water cooler talk?
So I'm going to do it for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'll read so you don't have to, take it on yourself.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
Yes. This is a post by Not All Geminis, or at Not All Geminis on Instagram. And this
I love this account.
Yes. Always good stuff. This is a list of petty curses. So we'll just read some. I don't know if I'm going to read them all. They're like 30-something. So I may not read them all unless they go quickly. But let's start. May all your crushes use read receipts.
Oh.
May you always arrive at the subway just as it's leaving. May your crush take 8 hours to respond, but you have to watch them post on Instagram the whole time. May the love of your life be a person who needs 3 concrete examples to respond to a feelings problem.
Wow. This is the worst.
This is petty. May you receive a parking ticket every time you think you can get away with it because you are legit going inside for under 10 minutes.
Oh my god. I feel like I have a clear-cut picture of who these curses are being directed to right now. And let me just say, it's no one in my life.
I got some people send some curses too. May your upstairs neighbors always have lead feet. Now, let me protect myself from that curse, okay?
Right.
Because they got a child already, so it's enough. May your downstairs neighbors be eternally 21.
Oh, no. The worst. So loud.
Relatable.
So obnoxious.
That is not personally for me, but for someone I know. May every hot girl tell you to just drink water when you try to talk to them about your hormonal cystic acne. Oh, God.
Don't you just need to drink
water? Just drink water. Do you not drink enough water?
Although I will say, I've been having these gnarly forehead breakouts the last few days, and I'm just like, damn, am I not drinking enough water? And I'm like, no, that's not the problem. That's not the problem.
That's not the problem.
I'm like gaslighting myself.
Right. No. Okay. May every flight be perfectly on time when you're running late and need the wiggle room. May every flight be delayed when you have a layover.
Wow. Wow. The worst.
I'm telling you, this I like it though.
Yes. Sometimes this is what's needed,
My darkness inside is living for this. May your best friend be really good friends with someone who is consistently rude to you, but you can't complain about it to them because they never see it. So they always say, "Oh, they're actually really sweet."
Oh no. Okay, I
suck.
feel like someone put that curse on a bunch of my friends because they're always
Oops. May there be a strange absence of Starbucks in your area every time you desperately need to pee in public. Or McDonald's, really, because, let's be real.
Right.
Like,
anywhere.
If you needed one to count on, you got to go to the McDonald's, okay? If you need a bathroom for real. Don't be trying to find no Starbucks. May you never find jeans that perfectly fit both your waist and your ass.
The eternal struggle. It's
I mean,
so
first of all, I feel like that's a curse already. I feel like that's a curse on black
is,
women.
Truly.
Did someone curse this on us?
Everyone in their thick era.
Everybody in their thick era
is just trying to find jeans that fucking fit. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Ooh, I feel like there's a curse on women in general. Like, what is this? May you run into your favorite teacher of all time and they don't remember you. Oh. That's
oh no. Okay, look, let me just say, my mom is a public school teacher, and she is constantly running into people and just being like, I don't remember your name, but I do remember your face. Like, that's always her thing, is like, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I've taught, like, literally thousands of children over the years, but I do remember your face.
Yeah, that's real.
It's real.
That's real. You know, it's like, hey, I was your one teacher, but you were one of thousands. Thousands. May your child be a bully. Significantly more embarrassing than having a bullied child.
It
really is.
Totally, because everybody being bullied is kind of a character building experience. Frankly, like
sadly, but yes.
if you've never been bullied, like you're probably like an asshole now because no one's ever tried to put you in your place.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May you always be your pet's second favorite in the house. These are mean.
These are straight up rude.
These are so bad. I love it. May your takeout never include utensils when you need them. Listen, that is a problem for me right now. Why y'all don't put the utensils in the bag? Why would you deliver food with no utensils?
With my hands?
I mean, I know I have utensils at home.
You.
But that don't matter. Put the plastic in there.
Though. Sometimes I need it. And I'll tell you if I don't. Okay? Just
I'm
assume
lazy.
that I do.
I don't want to wash dishes if I've ordered food out.
Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that?
Why would I do that? May the copay at your doctor's appointments always be slightly higher than you were told, but not high enough to complain about or take the time out of your day to call the insurance company.
Oh man,
that's a grown-up problem
really
too.
Has time to call the insurance company? This is the most grown-up problem I think I've ever heard. I'm like, is it really worth saving $10 or whatever?
Right.
My time on the phone is worth more than that, frankly.
Yes, that is a real grown-up problem right there. May every bouquet wilt after 2 days, even carnations. Oh, that's...
Oh my god, and those bitches live forever.
Forever. Let me tell you.
They live for so long.
For so long.
Yikes.
May all your plants take root, show the beginnings of growth, and inexplicably die just as you were starting to think you'd finally got rid of this very curse.
Oh no.
Not a plant curse.
Oh, no.
That's terrible. Let me not read that out loud. Well, I already did.
Right. We can't have that. Not in the new space. Not in the new space.
I don't like it. May there always be 4 to 7 bruises on your legs. You don't know how you got them, and they increase in size and color in accordance with how much you're planning to show your legs to the world.
Okay, look. First of all, that someone put that curse on me because I literally was just looking at my legs, going, "Damn, this shit is beat up between Derby, and then I've got a dog that loves to climb all over my legs." Right. Sometimes I've got some that I'm like, that is not that. I have not been skating recently. Like, where the fuck is this from? I've got like 4 on the tops of my thighs from my dog trying to sit on me.
Oh, I was like,
it's. Oh.
I was like, we got some inexplicable bruises. Okay.
I do have a couple other mystery ones that we are unsure of where they came from. The shape of them are. And that is the only commentary I'm going to offer on that. I've got...
That's all I've got to say about that.
You want me to show them off for you?
See, this is why we need the video component.
Right, I'm like, well, here's one.
Right.
Let us know if you want a bruise tour.
Ooh,
I've got several at all times.
That's the paid content, girl. That's the paid content.
Right.
Save
That's
some
for the
subscription.
only.
Yes. The paywall, girl. The paywall. All right, we got a few more. May you teach your parents everything they know about technology. That's not right.
I mean, isn't that most every Gen Z, Gen Xer that exists? Or
I don't know, because I mean, you know how frustrating it is to be teaching one thing, right? You know, like I'm like, oh God, can you get a class? Like the Apple Store, like, you know, they got the classes.
Surely they've figured that out by now, right? We can pay them to teach you.
I'm telling you.
They're probably much more patient than I.
Let them help you. Look at this YouTube tutorial. How to work that. No, we don't want that. May your clean hair suddenly become 3-day greasy every time you walk into a job interview. That's some specific
terrible
stuff, because you know we put oil in our hair over here, but that's specific.
Also, 3 days is like I go at least 5 before the shit starts to get greasy. But you know, that's just a me personally. You know, we're not all blessed with
super dry hair. I have super dry hair.
Super dry hair.
But you know, I got to deposit moisture over here. So, you know, we like 3-day greasy. That would be nice. Hey.
That's
like a little oil buildup? Yes.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
Okay. May every friend you bond with in a broke phase suddenly receive $10K from a rich aunt that they never told you about. I'm dead. These are terrible.
I mean, good for them.
Right, good for them. Happy for friends, but that would probably suck.
Yeah.
When you broke.
Yeah, I agree.
May every wedding party you are a part of ruin the relationship you have with the couple.
Ooh.
Wow. Yikes. May you never learn to spell Nietzsche. I would not know how to spell it if I wasn't looking at it on this screen. But I knew how to read it though.
Nietchz. I don't know. I'm just saying.
You were almost.
All those letters are in there.
They're all in there.
So close.
They are all in there. Not quite in that order.
Like the order's not correct. Yeah. So close.
So close. I'm telling.
So
I mean,
close.
I might be cursed there. May you be grilled on the discography every time you wear a band T-shirt.
Oh my God. So annoying.
That's a lot. Like, miss me with that. May you always be the person responsible for figuring out the amount everyone needs to pay in group dinners. We don't do that. No. I guess we don't. We also don't live in places that they won't just split the check. I know there are places that exists,
right?
But we don't live in those places, so we just split them checks up.
We don't live in those places.
Separate.
Just split that shit down the middle and call it a day.
Or split it down the middle.
Really care if you ate 3 bites of my appetizer. You know, I'm not going to be petty like that. But this is a very petty list.
Right. We petty.
You know.
May every bartender you ever have forget the fruit garnish that comes with your drink, but only at the busiest times in the night when there's a big line, so you're embarrassed to go back for something as silly as a slice of lime, and now you have to drink straight vodka and club soda with nothing to make it taste like anything but rubbing alcohol.
That was so extremely specific, but also, has that ever happened to you? Because that's happened to me, and it does not taste good. Nobody wants a fucking vodka tonic without a lime in it, okay? I need it. I know those limes are probably disgusting. I don't care.
Limes are very important. The things that limes are a part of the lime is very important in that recipe. That's all I gotta say.
Yes. You have to have them.
You need the lime.
It is required.
All right, this is our last one. May you never, until the day you die, make a friend with a boat. Now, as a water sign, I think that's personally offensive. You know, it's personally offensive.
We all need a friend with a boat.
We all need a friend with a boat.
Desperately.
Desperately.
And right now, I also really require a friend with a pool. So if anybody that's listening wants to invite me to their pool, I don't care where you live. I'll show up.
Listen, speaking of pool, the friend I met the other day that you saw me meet on Snapchat.
Yes. Do they have a pool?
They live in the building next door, and they do have a pool. So what did I say? Goal for the summer?
God.
Make friends with somebody in one of these buildings that has a pool? Here we are.
Hell yes. I'm very proud of you.
Pool secured.
Congratulations.
Don't have to go to the suburbs for the pool now.
Oof. I am jealous. Yes. I am jealous.
So we're about to see what's popping. I got to get my swimwear together. Got to see what the looks are going to be this summer. All right.
The looks. I can't wait. It's our season. Well, with that, should we take a quick break and then we'll come back with a few meets and then have our guest?
Yes, let's do it. All right, y'all, we are back with the meets, and we are back with a very special guest. And I'm going to let Shelby introduce him.
I'll let him introduce himself. You know, he can do it himself. Yes. We've got a very special guest today, so tell us who you are.
Hey, all. I go by Sensei Slaughter. I guess my moniker would be like a spiritual advisor at the core, but I love all things spirituality, occult, metaphysics. It's kind of my jam since I was like a tot. So like I was getting premonitions at like 7. So I'm just like, and the curiosity and the interest never left. And it wasn't. I was raised in a Christian household, and it wasn't like taught out of me or whatever pushed down. So like I'm excited.
Relatable.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Christina's also raised in a very Christian household, but I feel like yours was a little more suppressed, perhaps. Yeah, no one was really actively encouraging it per se.
Mm-hmm. No one encouraged it, but my mom did let me go to the library frequently to get books on like telekinesis. Telekinesis is my thing, so it's like she knew I was going to the library to get books on that subject. Yeah, it wasn't like I was hiding it. So I'm just like, so she low key like aided in the growth.
I love that. I love that.
That's beautiful.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom. We love it. Okay, well, you kind of already answered my question of like, how did you get into this sort of spiritual realm and practices?
Well, yeah, what got me like, I guess like grounded in it to this point right now was like, we have multiple spiritual awakenings. So I had mine in 2016 was like the most like, all right, I'm here, let's do it. That one was 2016. Yeah. It was done through trauma. So like a lot of African Americans were being shot by police, and that's when the videos were coming around like crazy. And I was like, I cannot handle it. So I was like, how do I help my people? And I was going through all that part of it. So like from there, I just grew with it, and then also just learning about myself. You remember like Myers-Briggs? Mm-hmm. So like I got really deep into that. I'm an INFJ. So like this girl had hella YouTube videos breaking down all the things. I was just watching them, like learning about myself, and then it went to astrology and then numerology. And then like working a job, and then you're just like, I don't want to work this job. All I want to do is talk about this and do this. And then I just had to find out what could I do to help others and still make money. And my thing is about, when it comes to spirituality, is like connecting to yourself, your spirit, and like doing the trauma healing and stuff like that. So that's mainly what I focus on when I'm doing work with others, shadow work and stuff like that. So that's my bag.
I love it.
Hell
yes. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like when you came over the other day, I was like, we have to get you on the podcast. We have to.
Yes, I want to. I want to do these. These are fun. I honestly just like talking about it. That's that life path 3. We'll get there. Yes. But I'm definitely just want to communicate about this stuff.
Yes, good communication. Good communication. Well, before we get into it, so our topic today is numerology. If you haven't guessed that already, we're going to talk about numerology. But before we get there, it is an astrology podcast, so we have to know, will you give us your big three?
Yeah, so I share one with each of you. So my sun is Capricorn, my moon is Gemini, and then my rising is Taurus.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we had some conversations the other day about that Gemini moon, and it's a lot.
It helps in this subject, like talking and speaking. Yeah.
You know how to talk to people,
but when you need to be quiet,
yeah, not so much.
And get things done and focus.
And I will say one thing that I feel like both of y'all probably have in common with that Taurus rising is that, like, Christine is one who can, like, really set a vibe. Like, she's so good with a vignette.
That's
like
that Venus energy. Yes, make people comfortable, make people feel at home instantly. Yeah. But then you make them too comfortable and they won't get out your home.
None of that.
But I bet that Cap sun is probably like, all right, go ahead and
get out
now. The boundaries are strong. We're water signs, so we obviously have zero boundaries at any given time.
We have to build them.
But, we're working on it.
No, I'm there
too. It's a lifetime struggle.
It is. I mean, even for me, because, like, setting boundaries, you don't want to come off as like an ass or too, like, hard ass to someone. It's like, oh, too strict. Right. And it's like, okay, so you loosen them up, and then they, like, avoid them all and just, like, tear them down. It's like, okay, now I got to put them back up.
Yeah.
Can't let a good thing be.
It's hard. It's so hard.
Relatable content.
Absolutely. So much relatable content. Okay, so I'm curious to see now, because I don't know hardly anything about numerology, so I'm curious about how all that fits in. But I know Christine's got some kind of numerology basics for us, so do you want to just give us the rundown before we get into it?
Let's jump into some basics.
I know you know all the things, so jump in.
Some still learning.
And
I will tell you about my teachers.
Yes. Okay, so to start us off, numerology is a study of mystical relationships between numbers, letters, and patterns. So that's where we're looking, we're looking at those synchronicities and what those meanings are in our numbers. So I was going to start us with our life path numbers, which we talked about just a minute ago. So your life path number can give you a sense of what your focus is during this lifetime. So that can signify a challenge that you're born with that brings out qualities associated with that number. So the next thing I just have is a way for us to figure out our life path number. So just a little quick tutorial for our friends, and we'll probably throw up some content here so you have a visual, because if you're like me, I'm a visual learner, so all of this would be missed. I would have to, like, slow it down and write it down. Yeah. Right. So
explain it 3 times. It's like we're, like, explaining the rules to a board game. Like, I'm not.
Right.
I have to see it.
I gotta see it.
Like, I'm so sorry, I cannot.
I gotta see it.
Right. But just as a quick tutorial, to get your life path number, you're going to add the month and day of your birth date separately. So the month, one number, the date, one number. Then add the year together as a separate number. So that 4-digit number as a separate number. For example, if your birthday is November 20th, 1985, you would calculate the 11 together, the 20 together, and then that'll give you a number. And then you're going to calculate the 1985 together, and that's going to give you a number. And then you're going to break them down. So once you add the number that was derived from your birthday and month, you're going to add that to the number you landed on for your birth year. So in this case, all those numbers came to 54. And once you have that number, you add those 2 numbers together to create one single number. So adding 5 and 4 equals 9. So this person would have a life path number of 9. So,
okay.
What's your life path?
See, I'm already like, I need to write it down.
All right, so I do want to jump in on there. No, you're good. It's totally explained. It is correct. I do want to jump in on, because you said November, that's good, with the 11. So that gives us our master numbers. So we don't initially break down master numbers first. So like Shelby's birthday is an 11. So when you're doing it, you wouldn't break it down first. So with the, was it 11, 20, 1985? So you hold the 11, you break down the 20 to a 2, you break down 1985 to whatever, unless it comes out to a master number. And master numbers are just 2 digits that repeat. So 11, 22, 33, 44, and so on. Break that down. But if it doesn't, you can. And so add the day and the year together, and then add that 11 as a whole number. And then whatever you get after that, it breaks down to.
There we go. Okay. Yes. Okay. And I was.
And if at the end, oh my bad.
Oh no, go ahead.
I would say at the end, if it comes out, if you're equal, after you've done all that, equals a master number, don't break it down. Keep it as the master.
Okay. Yes. So I had something about master numbers later here, and that probably would help us understand, like, that we don't break down the master numbers. So this is probably not a great example, but
no, you did good. That was perfect. That was perfect. Throw them in the deep end.
We're always throwing them in the deep end. I feel like we started off like, I remember one of the first astrology episodes we did. We started talking about like degrees, and we were like, "That's like really deep."
That's
like,
deep. The sextology, all that. That's deep.
It's like really deep, but like, you know what? It's like, fuck it. Like, get them in there. Let them know. You know?
Yes. Yes.
So. Okay, well, I was gonna ask a question, but Christine, I'll let you keep going for now, and then I'll.
Oh no! Well, I stopped at
what
our life path numbers were.
Oh, okay.
So if we wanted to share what those were, I think Dominic said 3.
3
life path number.
I don't actually know what mine is. You told me the other day. What am I?
You're an 8.
I'm an 8. Okay.
You're an 8. Okay.
And
mine is 1.
1.
Okay. So what does that mean?
So I wasn't actually going to dive into the meanings because of the rest of the content. But since we're mixing and mingling, like, I don't know if Dominic, would you like to share? Do you have any insight for us on those numbers?
Yes, I'm here for it. I love it. So let's start with the 1. Number 1 is the leader, is the start. It's the when you think of 1, it's like a fire energy, the go-getter, an Aries type of vibe. The one that shows up, the one that's making the plans and headstrong, whatever word, that. That's the 1. So like you said, for the life path, our life path is like what we're here to, our life path can be associated to our sun sign. It's like what you're here to achieve at the end. It's not actually what you've mastered yet. So the 1 could... 1 life path means you're here to be an individual. You're here to set your own path. Even if you're a family person, because my dad's a life path 1, he's still to be like put our family on a path and given a direction. You know what I mean? So that's a 1.
Okay.
Then on the flip, you have an 8, which is not the same, but they do correlate to each other because the late 8 is a legacy number. If you think about the 8 and infinity, on and on and on. But it's a number of Saturn. And Saturn is about restrictions and like responsibility. So, and that comes with the legacy because you want to have things lined out so it lasts. It doesn't die off. So there's a lot of work that goes into an 8, but it's a number of wealth as well. So when someone on an 8 life path is about to like building a foundation, very business heavy, and stuff like that, and just like setting up a legacy for whoever follows them.
That is so crazy because my North Node is also in Capricorn, so they line up so well. Oh my God, all these things, they overlap.
Yeah, they definitely make sense.
So tell us about 3. What is 3?
For 3, so 3 is fun to me. 3 and 5 kind of flicker back and forth to me. So 3 technically is like a Sagittarian number, but it kind of gives me mercurial energy. And if you know the axis, Sag and Gemini, so those numbers. But so 3 is about communication, community. It's the correlation of 1 and 2. So it's bringing together the individuality, but also the cooperation and the harmony. So that's the community aspect. it's really something that I'm on as a Life Path 3 is being an MC, a Master of Ceremonies, bringing and throwing events and stuff, and just or doing this, so showing up and then coming and collaborating with people. And it has to heavy in communication. And I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very quiet. I keep to myself. And when we get deeper in the numbers, me and Shelby share a soul number, and you'll see why we're spiritual, but we keep to ourselves and are like really chill. So me being a 3, it makes me have to like get out here and communicate and be in people's face and like talk and just like show up. It's a very active energy. If you think, that's why I said it gives me more Gemini energy than it does Sagittarius, but on like a 5. But the Sagittarian part of it is like the information that you're getting and putting out. That's what it's like, the communication aspect to the community.
I feel that. Yes. I love that.
Okay, I'm learning so much already.
I know.
Like I already know myself better. Also, I just love with all these different kind of spiritual practices, like astrology, numerology, they overlap so much. Like there's so many similarities. Like, this kind of correlates to this kind of mercurial energy, like you're saying. It just, I don't know, everything is so in alignment.
Connected. Yeah. Everything's connected. That's why I love you. Study one thing, you studied it all to some degree.
Yeah. It's that. That's why all these divisions don't make sense. It's like all of this stuff is the same.
Thank you.
Stuff.
It's all the same.
We all get back to. You start at the 0 and you get back to 360. Like, what are we doing?
Yes.
Right. It's like, this is an astrology podcast, but we have all these astrology adjacent episodes because it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all related. Yeah.
So,
all right, Christine, what else you got for us?
Yeah, the next thing I have is destiny numbers. So these numbers, so it starts with using your full name. And this is going to represent capabilities that are more natural to you or kind of second nature, things you just know how to do. So these aren't things we need to learn or like weave into our lives. Like our life path number kind of gives us where we're going. This is just something we've already got for ourselves. We've already got it going. So for greater success and fulfillment, we can work with our life path number and our destiny numbers together. So another little tutorial, just how you find the destiny number. And we'll definitely throw this up because there's lots of letters and numbers to see. But first of all, you're going to bear in mind that every number or every letter is associated with a number. So what I'll do, I'll just put this online. Because otherwise we'll go A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. But you're going to go down that line, but it's going to change. It's not all the way to 26 or anything like that. So we'll just throw it up online. But just know the first thing you're going to do is put every letter of your name and associate it with that specific number. And then once you have those numbers laid out, you are going to add each letter of your name separately. So if you're going to spell Samantha, each letter and that number associated with it, you're going to add together to create one number. And then you're going to do the same thing with your last name. So then you'll have two. Mm-hmm. So if it's Bell, it'll have that separate name. And then you'll have 2 compound numbers, and you're going to add those together to make another compound number. So that should be 2 digits. Then you're going to add those 2 digits together. So if it's 36, you're going to add the 3 and the 6 together, and now you're going to have a 9. And so then you have your destiny number of 9. So again, we're not going to, I don't have the background on all the different destiny numbers here, just because that would get too lengthy on one part. But I don't know if Dominic, if you have any things to add.
Yeah, I could chime in for you.
Yeah.
I could give a quick breakdown. So the I want to call it the theorem or the layout that we're using to equate letters to numbers is the Pythagorean, and so it goes from number 1 to 9. So if someone's making a chart, just write numbers 1 to 9 across, and then start filling in from A. So A to I should get you your first row, and then the second row is J through R, and then the last row is the last set of letters. So that lays it out and that's what we do in the Western. Western and the Eastern, because there's a whole Vedic. It's called Chaldean, and it's 1 through 8, and it's not set up the same. So that's easy way to do it, and then align it to, your name. And when you're doing, so you call them destiny numbers, and that is another one because I was doing some reading this morning. But they're also called expression numbers. If people are looking up stuff for it, and so you want to use your full name that you were given at birth. The one that is technically on your birth certificate, even if it has spelling mistakes. And something that I learned just on my spiritual journey is that a lot of our spiritual journey is built upon contracts, and your birth certificate is a contract. So you download it into your parents, give me this name because this is the contract I want to fulfill while I'm here. These are the energies I want to walk with, or need to walk with. And so that's how we do that. You all know yours? I sent them to you.
Well, I do, but only I'd have to look it up. So if you want to tell us about it.
Okay, so Shelby, your Destiny Soul Urge number is 6. Oh, this is where you share them. Yeah, this is where you have the same one. You're both for 6s. Yeah. Your expression number is 6.
Okay.
My expression number is a 5.
Okay, so
I do not know mine. I did not do this one.
Well, now you know. We're both 6s. So what is that?
Hardships. No, it is though. Okay, so something fun with numbers. Everything has a negative, positive polarity. So I don't really believe in good or bad, but things do come with struggles. So some numbers that are a little bit on the struggle energy for me are 4, 6, and 8. Those there's going to be work done in those areas, right? So with 6, 6 has to do with what's the phrase? It's like love, responsibility, love, balance, and responsibility. So 6, is a number of balance in itself. And so you do it with an open heart, caring heart. It's a very community number, a family number, honestly. It's a family number. And then the responsibility is that you take on a lot of hardships for other people because you're loving. And it's not, it doesn't have to be like detrimental where people are walking over you and stuff like that, but just know that you handle a lot. Oh, thank you, Spirit. All right, so then with this number, what I say is that it's a perfect number to transmute trauma into an art form or your passion, right? So you take whatever the energy you're getting from other people because they can't transmute it and they're putting it on you, and you transmute it however you need to. So like how how music artists, when they in a breakup, that's their best album. That's some 6 energy. This is like, oh, you took that hardship and you gave us the best album ever. You know what I mean? So the fact that you all walk with this, and 6 is a very artistic number. So the fact that you all walk with this as your natural gifts that you share to the world, whatever artistic expression you have. And when I say artist, I don't really want to cater to this drawing and stuff like that. Like, people are artists in dancing, sports, being able to speak, any hair, anything. Like, whatever you do, however you express yourself is your art. So...
Yes.
Now, I see that for Christine so much more than I do for myself. Because, you had a whole moment where, you just did creative pursuits as, a career, basically, for the last, few years, up until really recently. Yeah. And, that's... You put all of your shit into your art and your creativity and your,
But I will reflect on Shelby. What she does for a career is literally transmuting trauma from others into something.
That's true. It is a joke. You see me here with all my social work books. Yeah. Okay.
It shows up, as I'm saying. I didn't want to relate it to just one thing. It shows up in many different forms.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's fair. Right. That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah. And Christine too. We met at work. So before she took a little break from that field, but she did do kind of the similar thing. That's the job. Is you were quite literally a therapist and have been so in all kinds of different forms. So that's one way to do it. That's some 6 that, yeah.
I was telling you, it's one of them hard ones. It's one of them.
Yeah. All of that is related. I feel like it's just all related energy. Just like the creative and the caring and compassion and all that. And yeah, transmuting it. Yeah. Energy. I feel like that's all the same energy of a person.
It really is. So tell us about 5. What is 5?
Okay, so like I said, the 3 and the 5. So 5 is technically the Gemini. But when I see it, I get more Sagittarian energy. Like a 5 life path is someone who would probably, even though we're not talking about life paths, but like a 5 is someone who likes to go explore, an adventure, a traveler, things like that. And wow, we are tapping into astrology. If you relate 5 to like Leo, someone who's a shining star and stands out, this person, and this is why it also takes me back to the 3, because it works with other people, it works in community, it has to do with communication, but it also is an artistic expression within itself. This one I want to say is more leaning to the Leo energy of being a star. So like someone who's good with I want to say body movements, dance, performing arts, things like that, singing, aspects like that.
Okay. How do you feel like that shows up for you?
Cause, well, you know, I love music. I stay in music. I tell people all the time, if I wasn't like shy, I'd be on my Beyonce right now. High key, I would be out there. I love it. I walk with a Prince vibration anyway, so like that would be natural for me to do, right?
I feel that. Like as soon as you said, I was like, yeah, absolutely.
I look, you got my purple on. I did not place that.
That's definitely your vibe.
And it helps me with my 3 because like I said, I really like to keep to myself, but I feel that I have the ability to do it. Like when I show up here and I can just like tap in and start talking like I know y'all. Yeah. Like I'm very comfortable and in it and a lot of people say that to me if I'm ever doing like a reading or if I'm like on a live and people are coming in, that's like, oh, we really like you, like smiling and stuff. And it's like, I really have like a resting bitch face half the time. I'm just like one of my friends calls me.
Right here. Like, yeah.
What's it called from Mean Girls? The unfriendly black hottie. One of my friends calls me that because I really just be to myself. But like when I light up. When I'm when
you're in the right space,
right?
You're talking about something you're passionate about.
Yes,
like you can feel it. Yeah, it's good energy.
5, that fire energy, passion. Thank you.
All of that.
Yes,
I love it. Okay, so those are our destiny numbers, or what was the other name?
Expression
numbers. Okay.
Expression numbers.
I love it. Yes. I'm learning so much.
All right, so last little piece on the last numbers we were going to talk about was just our master numbers. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but there are some numbers that we don't break down into single digits, and those are called the master numbers. So these are repeating double digit numbers like 11, 22, 33, up to 99. And these carry an intensity due to the doubling effect and challenge the person to rise to the potential inherent in the number. So not everyone will have a master number, but if you do, you're being required to work constructively with the capabilities and talents given while learning how to handle the challenges that come from a powerful influence. What do you think, Dominic? Does that describe the master numbers?
Yeah. It does. I would say 11, 22, and 33, they have specific ones because those are ones we can probably hit more frequently. Yeah. Especially as a life path. Yeah. Or in your birthday, you can hit 11 or 22. My sister's a 22 on her birthday. So yeah, those definitely show up. Yeah. And they do put in work. And if you don't tap into them, I've seen them not do the damage, but I've seen people not know, like, kind of be lost. And it's like, oh, you're a high vibrational person and you haven't tapped into that aspect of yourself.
Huh. That's interesting.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but not everyone has a master number.
No, it doesn't show up for everyone. Do I have any? I don't have any.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Do either of us have any?
You do. Your birthday is 11.
Okay, so I just said that one.
Christine, no.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
Now I'm like, now I gotta know, like, what is it? Am I gonna just be out here lost? Do I have to
No.
tap
Okay,
into the
so
energy?
Gotta get together, Shelby.
I mean, for real though, I need to.
When it comes to our life path, our birth date number, the day you're born on, that number influences or impacts your life path. It actually breaks down how to achieve your life path. So as an 11,
Yeah,
I'm not about to go hard on Shelby,
please tell
but
me,
as an 11, it's the first master number. I just want to call they call it something, but I want to call it like it's a student number. Like you're the beginning of the portal, the door, like the awakening, but you also are teaching others because you are the student of this knowledge, if that makes sense. So someone who's walking with, and what's your thing? An 8. Yeah. Someone who's walking with a birthday number of 11 and an 8, your legacy is going to have to do with helping a lot of people, but you're doing it from a higher level or a higher perspective. It's not just coming in a mundane level. Like you're actually trying to enlighten the people that come in contact with you. And that helps you build your legacy. Okay. Or that help you build your legacy.
We'll see. No, it's funny that you say that because I've had an astrologer tell me, like, you're going to help people, but you're going to do it in this very, like, big sort of expansive way, like a lot to do with communication. That's why I'm just like, okay, we got to keep doing this podcast. Apparently this is like the direction I need to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's definitely some challenges there, perhaps. So I gotta get my shit together.
But because they are hard numbers to ground. Because they vibrate very high. They're hard. Like my grandmother on my mom's side is in life path 11, not realized, and I seen that. So like, life path 11 has to do also with your nervous system, and so my grandma has like her nerves or like a shaky hand, and like just being able to recognize that. And even like when I was talking to her about it, I like went online and looked up life path 11. They were talking about the nervous system in it, and I was just like. You know what I mean? It's just like you got to realize yourself, because this affects us from the top down. So
that's fascinating, because I feel like I've had lifelong struggles with like anxiety and that like presented, the nervous system and like, getting that. And I feel like I've really gotten it in check for the last few years. Obviously, I'm still like not very grounded. Like I feel like I'm in my Pisces. Like I'm still a little delusional out here, just floating around. But like as far as like regulating my nervous system, I feel like that is something that I've spent a lot of time trying to like, really focus in on. So that makes sense to me. That really tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look at that. See? Already synchronicity.
Making connections.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So, Christine, do you have any other little pieces? I was just going to ask if you had any other little pieces to give us as far as the numerology basics, the breakdown for us.
I forgot that I had these angel numbers. Of course, angel numbers. We all like to talk about our angel numbers. These numbers tend to be repeating and are signs from your guardian angels or ancestors, spirit guides. And these are meant to take certain actions over the course of your lifetime. Your angel numbers are signs pointing you in the direction of those actions. So these numbers are messages to give you support or guidance or even a nudge to go in a different direction. And you can see them anywhere. From clocks, license plates, homes, phones, bank account numbers, balances, timestamps, prices, all over the place. I've seen angel numbers like everywhere. I'm like, wow, you just like look over and you're like, oh, okay, all right. Like spirit is talking, like let me pay attention. And so we all have a spiritual team supporting us. And so angel numbers are one way for them to just catch our attention. So those messages are always for our good. They're not scary. They could be warnings, but they're always for our good. So do you all have any special angel numbers? If that's something you want to share, I don't know if that's information everyone always wants to share.
Yeah, so my angel numbers, like I vibe with the traditional ones, but my personal angel numbers are my birth date and the time I was born. So my birthday, January 17th, so I see 117, and I mean in any format, 117, 711, 1117, all that. If I see that pattern, if I'm watching the show and I pause it, and like you pause it and then you do something, you look and like, I paused it at my number. Like, it's wild. And then also my birth time. My birth time is 12:40, so even if I see 2:40, my school bus growing up was 12:41, so like that vibed. Even though I wasn't into this at that time, but like that's still connected to me. So yeah, like those are my personal angel numbers. Even though I definitely vibe with the general ones.
Yeah. Shelby.
And then I remember, I remember kind of towards the end of last summer, kind of last fall. I remember Christine and I had a conversation right before I moved out of Nashville where she was like, man, you know, you just start opening yourself up to this shit and then it's everywhere. All of a sudden it's like, oh man, like it's everywhere. And I remember thinking, that's interesting. And then I moved and I was kind of going through some, you know, personal development type things. And I remember calling Christine and being like, so remember that one time that you said you start opening yourself up to that shit and then you see it everywhere? It's like, I was seeing 444 everywhere and I was like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Like,
I'm glad you said that because that's the number that I've been working with this year too.
Okay.
I legit.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to need you to tell me what it means.
I don't know!
Why? Although I will say I've been getting it less and less lately, and I think it's because I've been making a lot of changes. So it made me feel like, okay, I'm either on the right direction or in the right direction, or it's like it was like time for me to make a decision about something, and I made a big decision about something, and you know, I still see it occasionally, but it's like I'm like, okay, 444, good to know. And then
it's comforting after, like, it's comforting.
Yeah, it made me feel like, okay, I'm looking for a sign. Here's the sign. Okay, I got it. Like, because I kept just kind of like asking for signs that I was making the right decision, and like, I think so far so good. Like, we're on a path. Yes. We're on a path. And then the other one, I also see my birth date frequently. So 311, I see 311 all over the place. There's that stupid white people band 311. Do y'all know 311? No. Okay. No. Okay.
I know 112.
Okay, I know 112, but like 311 is also a thing. I feel like I see 311 all over the place. So that's just one that, maybe it's just because I always told myself, like, oh, it's just because you see it everywhere because you're like, oh, that's my birthday. Like,
I feel that way about mine, but as far as a comfort, I use it as like, oh, you're on your path. Like, this is what you came down here. We're saying, oh, you're on the right path. You see yourself, you're on the right path.
Yeah. Even if you're like, you know, attuned to look for it, like, okay, I'm seeing it.
I'll pick up my phone. It'll be there. I'm just like, sometimes I want it to go.
It's just there. It's just there. Yeah.
I promise it'll be on a receipt.
Yes. I keep those. I do keep those. A few things about angel numbers for the 444. So there's a few ways to break them down. So like Christine said, when she sees it, she like to tune in. So what I do is, if I see it, what was I thinking at that exact moment? What was I thinking? Because that's the answer. It's like blah blah blah. You see the number, we're answering you. Or you can break it down for what the numbers are. So 4 is a building block. It's the foundation of something. So like if you're starting something new, what's your foundation? But if you take the 4, and since it's amplified 2 more times, it's really about grounding yourself or being firm in that. And then if you add it all together, you get a 12, breaks down to a 3. And it's communicating something, community. So it has to do with like what's around you. What are you, when you're building something, who are you letting in that atmosphere with you? Because you're building something new, and what community are you going to have in there? Okay. That all just came through right now.
Yeah. No, but like that really, that resonates. Like, that resonates heavy.
Yeah, it's fun. Like that's when I say, this one priestess on YouTube calls it Shyamalan, doing her Shyamalana Ding Dong, like when she's doing her stuff, and I just call it like playing around. It's very serious. I don't ever want anyone to think it's like a joke or to take it like that, but I just be playing, it's like having fun with it, and this stuff comes through, and I'm like, grounding yourself. Who's your friends?
You're open to it, and it just comes right through, and it's like, yeah, that's the right thing. Thing.
Right, and you don't second guess yourself with it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
See, that's something I'm trying to move away from, because sometimes I get a thought or a feeling or something, and then I'm like, no. But no, just go with it.
Right.
Go with it. Yeah. Go with the initial thought. That's
trust your intuition.
That's usually right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Christine, do you have angel numbers? Do you want to tell us about yours? You have a couple tattooed on you, right?
Hey.
I do. I have a couple traditional, like I've got a 444, 333.
444.
It's there.
What?
But I also have a really special angel number that actually I feel like my spirit team talks to me through most often, and it's 818. And I see that all the time, like daily, all like multiple times, like they're talking. I'm like, okay, just everywhere. There are places I know that it is now. Like I've noticed it on an address that I pass by, but I don't always look at it. But then, so when I notice it, I'm like, okay, there's a reason I looked up at it. But I see it everywhere. I see the time constantly. It'll be on the TV. It shows up on the phone. People will text me at that time. So I've gotten calls at that time. I'm like, they don't know. So just any kind of way you can find that number, it will find its way to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like we talked about, you got to just open yourself up to it, and when you start seeing it, like, you pay attention.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number.
Yeah. Do you have any other numerology things to cover this week?
That's the end of my basics, y'all.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else in terms of, I know you pulled these lovely charts for us. We've kind of gone through them a little bit, but any other insights you want to offer?
Yes, I do want to add one more aspect. So when it comes to numerology, we have a core. So we have our life. Okay, let me how to explain it. If you think of an inverted triangle, so the point is pointing down, at the very, and it's split it into threes, right? At the very bottom, you have what we call our soul urge. And so I'll get to that. And then the middle one is our expression or our destiny number. And then at the top is your life path, right? And so when you're looking at it, at your soul urge is your your soul spark. It's like the motivation. What motivates you to come to Earth? It's like, I'm on Earth to do something. Why? You know? Right. And that's what it is. And me and Shelby share the same number for that. So when I look at, that's why it says it's inverted, because our life path is what we're trying to do out here and be seen as the big part of us. But that soul spark or that soul urge is that little flame inside of us that's like igniting all of it. And it shoots up through our expression number. And then we can express ourselves and complete our life path that way. So our soul urge is actually doing the same method that you do to find your expression number, giving each of your letters and your full name a number, but you only add up the consonants. That's all you add. So you add, you take it like you said, the first name add the consonants, second name add the consonants, third name add the consonants, and then add them all together. And then you'll get the number. So, Shelby, 7. Christine, you're 1.
And what are you?
And I'm a 7.
Oh, you're 7. Yeah, 7, because you said we shared this one.
So that's 7 is that like highly spiritual number. It's the hermit card for me, to be honest. Very withdrawn, very connected to source. Like we could just sit with ourselves and be gone. You know what I mean? And so, like, pulling us out of that, it's like, oh, where was I? And so a lot of our passions and our reason for wanting to do stuff is spirit-based. And that's highly key why we're here right now. It's like that. And also you with the 1 is like individual. Like 1, and I can even see it as being how you relate to the 7. It's like finding your individuality is using that 1. Right? And so your soul urge and your life purpose is to be yourself.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
Right? Fully realize and actualize yourself.
Yes.
And so soul urge goes into the expression, and that turns into your life path, and then with the influence of your birth number on your life path. You two technically have the same birth number. Shelby's an 11, but you still break that 11 down to a 2, and use it and utilize it that way too. So
Okay. Yeah. See, a lot of overlap. I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Y'all got a lot connected. Y'all are connected heavy.
It makes sense. I feel like, there's only a handful of, Christine and I met at a job, obviously, and clearly the podcast has helped us, turn into much more than that, but, we vibe on a lot of levels, I think.
Yeah, yes.
We're different enough that we still have things to, engage.
And that's what we need. We don't need twin. I don't need a full man. It's the frequency got to be, or the vibe got to be different a little, so we can learn from each other and grow.
Right.
If we're sitting here and we all know the same, it's could just what we doing?
How are you?
Right.
Exactly. You're not growing.
No growing. No growth.
Right.
Can't have that.
Hello. Yes.
I love it.
The lessons.
Okay.
Honestly, we can just go through numbers, play with charts right now if you want to.
Yeah.
Let's see what our time is at real quick. Okay, so we're at 43 minutes. So we've got another we could do another 5-10 minutes. If you got any other things that you want to play around with, and then we'll probably take a quick break after that, and then do our horoscope for the week. But yeah, what else you got for us?
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. We talked about that earlier, how it relates to astrology. So like I said, your life path, it can be equated to your sun sign. Your soul urge can be equated to your moon. And then there's something called your personality number. And you calculate it the same way you do, I want to say the soul urge, but instead of vowels, you calculate the consonants. Right? The same exact way, just consonants. And that can be related to your rising sign, and that's how people perceive you, So Shelby's personality number 5. No, sorry. Christina's 5, and Shelby is 8. Okay. And so when you were talking about Christine having exploration and creative arts, I was like, yeah, I remember your chart. I was like, yeah, she has a lot of 5s in here. 5 is funky freedom to me. It also is a chaotic number.
Yeah. Sag energy, right?
Yes.
Chaos.
Yeah. So, but get into a lot of things, express and experience a lot of things. 5s are supposed to experience life. So yeah. So that people, how you show up, people can be like, oh, she's really cool, she's really fun, she likes to do, she's very active. Well, as an 8, they can see you as being more grounded, more regal. That's that Capricorn. But it also comes with a more of a stoic energy, someone you gotta warm up to, or they have to warm up to you, vice versa. Yeah, so when looking up numerology, those are your core. There's 7 core numbers, but those 4 for me are good, but those 3, life path, expression, or soul urge, are the ones, if anyone wants to start diving into the numerology, look into. If you don't mind, I do want to shout out the people who taught me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can find these 2 people I'm going to say first. You can find them on YouTube, and you can find them on Udemy. They have classes and courses. The first one is Lloyd Strayhorn. He's a master. He calls himself an astronumerologist. Really good. Has books and everything. Has a Udemy course. And then it's a woman named Katie Yours. Yours is spelled Yours. And on YouTube, she has free videos that breaks down. If you're a life path 8 born on an 11, boom. So I'm talking about y'all. I was gonna send it to y'all. It's very detailed. So find it. Yes. So those two both have courses on Udemy, and then there's what is it called? YouTube channel. This is called Numerologist. And I was just learning some stuff off of there too. So those are three things people can use to get started.
I'll have to put those in the show notes.
We can put those in the show notes.
Yeah.
Same vibe. Yeah. Put those in the show notes for anybody who's interested.
Yes.
Absolutely. We love to shout out the people who taught us.
Yeah. I didn't, Spirit's good, but I didn't just learn this by meditating.
They just pointed you in the right direction.
Right.
Yes,
the whole thing.
We all have to learn somewhere.
There's something called Pinnacles, but for time we won't get into that.
We'll do do a part 2 with you.
That'd be fun.
I feel like you have so much to offer for this podcast.
I do numerology readings, but something that you all share for this year. So we have our personal years. So if someone really wanted to get heavy and to outline their life and just see what energies they were about to walk into numerically, they can look into using your life path, not using it, but having your life path as the focus. You can find your personal year, personal months, personal week, and personal day for the entire year. You can really forecast that for yourself. So personally, for this year, you both have the same personal year, and for your audience, I'll tell them how to calculate that. So basically, you take your birthday, month and day, and add it to the current year. So 2023, 2 plus 2 plus 3 adds up to a 7, and then add, your other two numbers to it. So you both have a personal year of 3 this year. So this podcast is definitely in a route. So honestly, the energy that you put into your podcast this year, you'll probably see a turnaround on it. Like you'll put an increase, ROI, stuff like that.
Put the work.
And honestly, since you all have the same personal year this year, you'll keep progressing with the same personal year. You'll be on the same. And my personal year is lining up with the actual the universal year. That's what it is. The universal year is 2023. So, or 7. So I'm lining up with the universe.
Look at you.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Lining up with the universe? Same wavelength. I don't know. The universe is in a weird place right now.
It is.
So that could mean a lot of things. Wow. Yeah, so you can get as detailed as you want, like day, week.
Yeah, you can break it down. As far as how, I can't give the how to do that quickly because even I have to go back and read my notes and add what to add because the numbers are funky. The numbers are funky. Add of them gets all kind of weird. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So that's okay because I feel like now is a good opportunity for you to tell people where can they find you if they want a numerology reading, if they want some spiritual advice, how can they find you?
Alrighty, I'm on everything. No, I really am. So I try to keep it very simple. I'm on Instagram as _Slaughter Sensei _ and you can have access to everything on there. My personal website is Queer Chaos Energy, and I'll spell it out. Queer is spelled like queer, Queer. Chaos is KAOS, and energy is ENRGY.com. QueerChaosEnergy.com. That's me. You can hit me up through there. And I also have a TikTok.
Hey.
Yes.
I actually was doing readings on there, but then this year came in and the energy said, sit down. So I started doing readings on there, but I plan on putting some content. And on TikTok, it is QKE Presents. QKE Presents, and Presents has a Z at the end. QKE Presents.
We'll put all your info in the show notes.
Gracias.
Yes. But I want to make sure people know how to find you because, Capricorn, you got to get your bag.
Yeah, I do, right?
You got to get your bag.
Hello.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. Okay, so you're probably going to stick around because we're going to do a little horoscope at the very end. But just wanted to say thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. This is my first... what's it when you be on somebody else's one? Guest spot? Yeah, this is my first one. I'm here for it. This is fun.
Yes. Okay, well, as you said, this podcast has a lot of places to go this year. We're growing our listenership very slowly, but it is growing. And we've had people send in charts to read and stuff, so we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We can only go up.
Yeah.
We started at the bottom.
And now we're here.
the time, the energy. Yeah, it's gonna grow.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, y'all better tap into them 8s. Them 8s y'all got.
Yeah.
Them numbers y'all reflect with.
Yes.
Okay, we're working on it. All right, y'all. We're going to take a real quick break, and then we will come back with our horoscope for the week, and then we will get out of here. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed our numerology chat this week. We're here now. Christine's going to give us a little something to close out on before we get out of here. What do you got for us?
So I just got a quick little fun reading for us with one of my decks called the Rebel deck. So I thought that would be a fun elemental reading. We won't get into all the signs, but we'll get your elements in here. And so I've done a little pull for you all already. So Got it all ready.
Ooh.
So for our fire signs, it says, that project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. It's very fire energy.
Yeah.
Like,
I was about to say that's very fire.
very fire energy.
Yeah, our fire signs,
spirit,
they've already got a project.
Yes.
Something about you said the world, and I saw like a burning. Have you seen that meme with the dog is there and then the town is burning?
Yeah, everything's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. That's very fire sign energy. Absolutely,
yes.
Everything is on fire, and it's cool. It's cool. We're getting through it.
Yeah. So for our earth signs, it says, fuck fear. It will lie to your face.
What did you say earlier about being shy and being like, fuck that. Get out there.
False evidence appearing real.
Our
I'm here for it. I have a rebel tattoo, so I'm definitely yeah.
Yes.
All right, so for our air signs, it says, whatever you are thinking about, don't do it.
Oh.
Now is not the fucking time. That's what it says. Now is not the fucking time. Air
you know
signs.
What? I feel like speaking to all of our Geminis, it's Gemini season. Like,
oh, true.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I know you're thinking about it. It's not a good idea.
I feel like when they're listening to this and you say air signs, whatever thoughts y'all come first to your mind, take it. Be like, okay, I thought this when she said air signs. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Whatever that thing
Don't
was.
follow the fire sign. Don't go after that person.
Don't do it. Right. Don't follow them down the path. Yes. And so for our water signs, it says, step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Eat some yummy shit.
Enjoy life.
Bacon, chocolate, beer. Get some.
You know
That's what the card said.
I was on my almond mom shit today, and I was like really trying to be healthy. So like, let me go make myself something really good after this. Okay, I'm gonna pop an edible. I'm gonna have a good time in the kitchen.
Yes.
I will. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
I'm like,
you.
tomorrow when I'm done fasting, I sure will.
Man, I don't know how you do it because I can't. It's probably like a good spiritual practice to do every now and then, but
Every now and then.
I love to eat.
How often do you do it?
This
how long?
is just specifically, like I did 2 days on this week, and I'm doing another 1 day on for now. We're just communicating. This isn't a regular practice.
Oh no, I feel you. My thing is like kind of I try to do 3, not every weekend, definitely not that, but like Friday through like Monday morning. Not every week, but if my body feels it, I'm like, oh, let me just water.
Yeah.
It's hard though, but
It is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be at work, everybody's eating. I'm like, okay, it's fine.
You sweating?
Just gonna go sit at home.
Just gonna go have some
sit
sleep
in my living
for
room.
dinner.
Drink some water.
I'm gonna eat this pillow.
I don't know how y'all do it. But you're probably very cleansed. You're probably feeling very good afterwards, you know.
There's always a purpose. So, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it serves a purpose.
Yeah. I haven't been called to do it yet, so you know, maybe one day.
Yes, come on, wait for the calling.
I'm about to say they're telling you to go eat anything right now.
Right.
I'm here for that too.
Right. Yeah. And Christine, tomorrow, you'll be on it tomorrow.
Look, I'm ready. I'm already planning it out. Got brunch in my living room.
Hey, drink a mimosa for me, please.
Yes, look, I got the Prosecco ready. Like, I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm ready to celebrate. School got out today. Like, I'm done.
Hey.
Yes.
All them kids at the zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what, you know what? You went to the zoo today. I'm like, yep. I bet they were all out there. Their parents are like, we gotta do something with y'all.
And the last field trips.
Get out of here. Ooh, the end of year field trip too, and everybody's energy is like on 10, and like,
oh my god,
the teachers don't want to be there, the kids don't want to be
not.
there.
Listen,
it's a mess. It is a mess.
We have had so many fights this week. I'm like, what is going on?
They bored. Yeah, they're bored.
Yeah, they're ready to be out of there.
Yes. So, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the show. I'm like, it's me next anyway. So,
yeah, all right.
If you all want to reach us, if you would like a chart reading, if you want to send us ideas, inspirations, thoughts, comments, our email address is suchapiscespod@gmail.com, and that is spelled SUCHAPISCESPOD@gmail.com.
As always, you can also find us at Such a Pisces Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook if you're there for whatever reason, TikTok, and I think that's it. But like Christine said, please drop us a line, send us an email. We want to read your charts. We want to answer your questions. If you haven't already, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's going to be some barking dogs in the background, but wherever you're listening to this podcast, rate us 5 stars. Tell a friend to tell a friend,
Yes.
Get into astrology, listen to the pod, and otherwise, we'll see y'all next time.
We'll see you next time, people. Stay safe out here in these streets and protect your energy.
Shay.
Bye.